Hey, what's up, YouTubers, day traders, and market participants? It's your boy, Will of the Market, and I am back with another episode because when there's a will, there's a way. If you guys are new to investing or don't have the apps listed below, go ahead and click on those so that you can get free stocks and that I can get free stocks. The market did pull back last Thursday and Friday. It was the end of the month. Now we're in a new month, August, which could give us a lot of volatilities and a lot of plays. And today, specifically, what I will be highlighting is the growth plays. Rigetti, APLD shot through, and there are still some more to be watching. So let's go ahead and get into this video.
You are my friend. I don't hear you, man.
Now let's go ahead and get into the charts once again. So the first stock I was talking about was Rigetti. Rigetti up 11% on the day. It looks great. So we have our daily chart to the left and our weekly chart on the right. So you can see that every time we kind of come into this zone of this green line, we push up. We came into it, push up, came back to it, push up, came back to it, push up. So I really like what the last day gave us. We have a solid green taking out all of this red right here. Key moving average between key moving averages with volume. So this is actually a very, very high probability setup for the stock to continue, where 17 is our first target. And then after 17 gets hit, 21 is our second target. Maybe 20, maybe 1850 to 20, we'll see. We'll see how strong this week can go. But as you can see, once we were basically following the blue line, then we got under it, then we hit the purple. Purple pushed it back into the blue, and then this is also when we had the tariff scares too, so it just caused it to get beaten down. But once we reclaimed the blue line, we kind of only been following it. Here we broke it for a second, but then right above it, because we got stopped by the purple, now we are respecting the blue. So if this week, honestly, this could linger in this price range right here between 16 and $15. It could linger here all week. And if it closed like this, maybe by Friday, and it still looks exactly the same, that is still a good play for us to see these higher numbers here. I don't know exactly this right time frame, and I'm not telling you to buy, sell, hold anything. I'm not a financial advisor. But if you learn to buy here, 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 protect yourself under those positions near key moving averages, sell on the rip up, you will not, you will make it in this game, okay? So I do like where this is this weekly. It looks very, very good. Um, and it just started, the week just started. So this is a great candle coming out the gate. Not only did Rigetti see all of this love, another growth play is APLD. APLD also great, great opportunity. And you can kind of see the same thing here. It's respecting this green line here. So as soon as you got into it, you pushed up, pushed back down, got into it, push up. So now for APLD, it's a little bit more extended. So this one, caution. Caution, caution, caution. We are already away from the blue moving line. So if we get another candle, it could look like that at these 15s. And then I would say probably will cool off until it catches back up to the blue. And then if it wanted to continue, I think we do see some new all-time highs because this week looks very strong. This week, it's Monday already came out the gate. It just blasted. So this Monday looked already very, very strong. We'll see if we can get a continuation because this move right here, it completed it in 5 days, with the low being $8 and the high being 15. That's $7 right there. So if we started this move here at about 12, seven more dollars is $19, right? That would be maybe the next price target. if we crush through this 15. So I like where APLD is. Is it a little too late? I would wait to see maybe a little bit of a pullback or a stall and then a shoot up. But, it has started to move with good volume off of the moving averages already. So it's kind of getting into an area where it's the ship kind of has sailed, but maybe there's a chance to get back in. We'll see if tomorrow it dips down 4%, 5%. That's probably a good buying opportunity, and because it'll probably get eaten up right away to get pushed up here. The only time I would say that the trade is off the table is when we get a giant red candle that literally engulfs the green candle. What do I mean by that? Here's a perfect example right here. This red took over this green. The body, not including this wick, the body is bigger than this one. So it literally engulfs it, shadows over it, and then what happens? Back down. So we haven't seen that yet. We're getting pushed up. We'll see if we get a candle like this, right? That would be good. That would also show that we're still, if the red doesn't take over half of it, if it stays in this upper third of it, it's going to look nice. If we get to the middle area, it's questionable, but if it stays above the third, as you can see in this move, it stayed above literally the entire third of this push up. Stayed in the top third of this push up. So um, we will see what happens here. So I like APLD. Bull is looking very, very good as well. The weekly chart, there's not really much to see on Bull. It's newer. We don't really have but we do have all of the moving averages under us, which is a great sign. So there is strength on the weekly. What I do like is that we came down to this moving average, we hit it, and now we got a good green candle off of it. So very, very good sign. This big white line might cause a problem, so we'll see how we deal with that. If we can get above it quite easily, I'm not sure, but that is a good area. That's going to be see as you can see once we broke under it. It tried it, failed, and this is where we picked it back up. So it's kind of in these two big moving key moving averages. So we'll see what it can do. But as this green one starts to curl up, it's going to look very, very good because it's starting to curl up right now, which is very, very good. So we can see where this goes. And this is the next bigger moving average. So I like if this starts curling up, which it is right now at a 45-degree angle, that is positive momentum. That was a percent sign. Ignore that. Archer looks fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I love what it's doing here. Came to this key moving average, and then boom, you get a nice good green candle taking out one, two, three red bars. So we have engulfed 3 days of activity with one day with volume near key moving average. That is perfect. That is picture perfect for us to continue back up to here. So we'll see how it does. We might, obviously we have these moving averages right here that could be resistance, right? So we'll see, but coming off of this moving average, this is very good. And if this week can get us up to here, the next week is going to be good. If this week gets us above here and gets us to like here, that's a well extended move. But if we can at least match the same energy of last week and come up to this spot and stay green and have a completely 180 bull reversal off of this key moving average, going to be strong moving into next week. So I do like where Archer is now. I have my position already started. This is not financial advice. Do it as you wish, right? Let's see what else. Sound has earnings coming up, so I'm a little skeptical about this position, but I do like where we are. We came down under this key moving average that's slanting upward. We came under it before, pushed up, tested it, pushed up. Now we drop below it again, but we kind of get halted. We get caught by this moving average. So it tests it, catches it, pushes it up. So we do have earnings coming up. I do like that we're already above the Big Daddy on the weekly chart. So I do like that we already have some positive signs there. The earnings could be scary, right? Earnings, you never know which way it's gonna go. They could beat on everything and then for some reason guide down and you're like, wait, their numbers look beautiful, but the stock's down 8%. And then sometimes they'll miss it, and but then the stock's up 7%. So earnings is a pretty big gamble unless you have insider information, which not most people do. And if you do, that is playing with fire. But let's see what else we got here. So I like where sound is. If you wanted more of a slower term play and longer term, I like 3M. 3M also. I mean, it did show us this sign. So this one, if you would have got in here, you would have been stopped out here. Now, if you get in here, you can hold this candle. If it breaks that candle, that is also when I will be getting out as well. So it came to a key moving average. It's been here before, pushed up, hitting it again. We'll see if it can hold. On the weekly, everything looks perfectly fine. And their earnings weren't even that bad. This is one of those cases where their earnings was good, but they just sold off. So we'll see. And then it did kind of boom, boom, boom. So maybe the move is done because that's basically how violent the downward angles do get. There's usually two legs. So we're not sure if it's done or over, but we'll see. Because that is a violent down move. This is not a downtrend. This is a downtrend. This is a violent move down. So we'll see. We'll see what comes of that. Um, I don't know if you guys remember me talking about China. China was very, very big, right? We got the deal coming around the corner. I believe it's the 18th or something, middle of this month, where they're going to either kick it down the road or give us a solution, right? But what was I saying? What was I saying back here on these days? I said buy. I was in here buying it all up here between 104 and 108. I was buying because this is a key moving average that investors look at. And what was the media saying? The media is saying, oh, China this, China that, and was just kicking it down as it was down here. And then boom, you just get this huge, ridiculous spike back up to 120. Literally, you have all these. The news was hitting China stocks hard. And then literally you just get this huge shot up here and a continuation. So I like Baba. Baba's probably my favorite. I already got out of the position because I started here, sold here. So now I'm kind of waiting. This is a nice big line here, right? So we take this line, cut it into three parts. It already looks like it's getting to that first part of it. If it got down here, I would be very, very skeptical. But since it's staying in this first third part of this line, it looks good. So, but this chart just looks Baba is just all types of crazy with how this chart looks, right? All the moving averages are just everywhere, gap up, gap downs. Um, One chart that I like a little bit more is Penduo Duo. Penduo Duo, there's a little bit more rhyme to the reason. You have all of this moving averages under us now, which I really like to see that. We have all of them under us, and they're all in the The shorter term ones are starting to curl up, which is a perfect sign. And then on the weekly, we're above the 200 simple moving average. So that is perfect. This is kind of an ugly last week, though. This is basically at this other moving average, it hit it, and then it basically said 1 week we hit it, the other week we get pushed all the way down. So it's kind of a nasty 180, kind of like a bear trap, um, a bull trap. But you got the moving averages under still, so it kind of still can work out. Just kind of like this would be a bad example. This is a bad example. Uh, this is a good example, but in the reverse direction. As you can see, it's pretty powerful once it works out. So we'll see. We do have the gap up already on the Monday, which is very, very nice. So we'll see if Pinduoduo continues. And I want to say that is it. Uber is in a nice spot between those key moving averages right here. This one and this one, kind of a good zone. See if it rocks it back up to this level, but 97.72 is kind of a weird high, right? I think we definitely will get to that 100. They have earnings as well this week, so this is going to be a kind of a sticky play. But if you entered in around this area with minimal risk, because you're definitely gambling if you hold it into the earnings, there might be an earnings run up, right? Because I think it's on Thursday, so you have a few days. So we might have a earnings run up, which will be basically the price is running up into the anticipation of the earnings, right? So people are trying to position themselves because they think it's going to continue to go up. Usually, if you see that, if there's a in my experience, if there's a grind up into earnings, I usually feel that when the earnings comes out, it usually is downward, or it'll gap up and then go straight down. It'll be a take profit type thing. It's like everyone knew it was going to be good. And then it was obvious. Like, say, for example, when you got cultural shifts or economical changes, um, a stock's going to do good. For example, like when COVID hit, you had UPS, now Amazon, UPS, FedEx, everything has to be delivered now. Stores are closed, right? So those stocks shot through the roof. Uber, different example here. It's just Uber is Uber. It's been doing really good. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see if it continues upward. If it stalls here before the news, that means it could go either or. And if it sells off, that usually sometimes is a good sign that it's gonna pop up. Um, it's always kind of like a reverse psychology, and then you never know which probability comes out the most. So honestly, I try to stay away from a lot of earnings plays. I usually do like the earnings run up play because that one I see all the time. Usually earnings is right around the corner, and then right before that comes out, all of the anticipation gets into it because yeah, sometimes the earnings comes out and it just continues and it shoots up, and sometimes it goes down. I usually don't stick around for the news, the earnings release. I usually like to say, like most people like to get in and front run it. So I'll front run it, but then I'll be out before actually getting the news itself. Or if the front run was so powerful and I had the house money, I would let a little bit of the house money sit there and see what happens through the news catalyst. But Uber is also on the list of potential plays this week because green is it hasn't fully it looks like it's almost trying to take out because this is an ugly red bar, and as you can see it's just kind of been hovering here since it dealt with that. But some time has gone on now where this red bar soon will no longer matter, and the bulls will have control of this, and we'll see where they take it. See if these moving averages come down and beat it up as well. So those are the plays that I'm looking at. I do like where they are right now. But do your own due diligence before you enter and exit these trades. I am not a financial advisor, and I hope you guys did like the comment. Please like, comment, subscribe. Go ahead, join the family. Tell me what you're looking at and what are your best growth plays. There are a few like USAR that I did not mention, where or AMAT. We got all of this talk about the materials. So, and the bill and the nuclear energy, I didn't mention some of those. Let me know if those are some of the ones that you're looking at. But until the next video, guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.